Hey everybody, it's Nikki here with Delicate Intention Tarot. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if you just have a lot of Cancer placements in your chart. It will be for the time period of May 1st through the 15th. We do have, the date might be wrong in my mind, but I'm pretty sure it's on the 7th. We have the full moon in Scorpio, which should be super fun. We also have, and it's the last super moon out of the 3 that we've had back to back this year already. So it'll be a pretty monumentous occasion. We also have Pluto that is now retrograde, which means that we're going to be reviewing a lot of stuff. It's going to be very internalized. Do not be surprised if you just find yourself in a funk or feeling as if you're having an existential crisis. Mental health can be highlighted at this time as well. So just make sure that you're trying to take care of yourself and actually address the issues that are coming up instead of kind of stuffing them down. It's going to be really hard to do that anyway. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope everybody's taking care of themselves. It really is just a weird time. Even with states that I'm noticing are opening back up, there's like a little hesitation there. For the way that I feel about that, but at the same time, you know, trial and error is everything, right? We're gonna do something, see the ramifications of it, and then kind of probably have to readdress things multiple times, especially with the planetary stuff we have going on this entire year. A lot of it literally is readdressing things and going back and trying to fix problems within ourselves or within our society or within the way that we run our government, our healthcare. It's going to be very interesting. So be prepared for that. On to lighter news. Lighter news here. I just want to say thank you to everybody who supports this channel, who subscribes, likes, comments, shares. I would love for more of you to comment. I'm here to help you. I'm not here to hurt you. If what I say doesn't fit your story, please don't take it as your story. I feel like I'm really having to bear down on that. If you don't like me, you don't like me. Get out of here. Go see another reader. It's really not that difficult. You know, I'm not really one for attacking people, so I don't appreciate it when people attack me. And that's really all I have to say on that. I love everybody. I just want to help them, you know? I just want to help you guys. That's it. That's what I'm here for. So keep in mind, general reading, not going to apply to everybody's circumstances. If it does, great. If you find a lot of clarity and you find a lot of confirmation in what I'm saying of things you already know and feel, that's even better. And really that's what this is all about. That's what any divinatory practice is about. It is about seeing a story. It's about confirmation. It's about helping somebody see the way through, but it's not about us making choices for you. You're a human being. You make your own choices. If you're going to follow everything a reader says to do, there's a problem there. So yeah, that's all I have to say. And with that being said, I'll get started on your reading. Love you guys. Thank you so much. What's going on for Cancer here, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? I'm going to pull one more. What's going on for Cancer here, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for May 1st to the 15th, please? Got the Page of Cups. That's a journey. 8 of Cups in reverse. Back into the past. Come on, guys. I know you're nostalgic, but fuck. Get out of there. Like, there's a reason why you left, right? But too, I think with Pluto going retrograde, this is fully understandable. I think that when it comes to you guys, it's almost as if as soon as you get new insights on something, you want to revisit it. You're also a heavily nostalgic sign. As somebody who has 3 Cancer water placements all in my love sectors, I get it. I'm a very nostalgic person. I can be quite romantic and romanticize things sometimes, and I really have to pull myself back down to earth. But with this, I just feel like you're wanting to make amends, you're wanting to go back into the past and apologize for something, but I don't think there's anything for you to apologize for. like the journey that you went on, you had to go on, and I don't think you ended it on bad terms with anybody. Unless you did, then of course, by all means, if you feel the need to address that and fix that, please do. But for the most part with this, it's kind of just like, I think you went on your solitary journey and now you're coming back around the mountain and you're trying to fix stuff and you're trying to make amends and you're trying to share your knowledge with people, especially if there's been emotional or intuitive knowledge that you've gained. Show me what Cancer's block is. We have the Nine of Wands in reverse, but I think the biggest issue for you guys is the fact that you can often carry or wear your heart on your sleeve. You don't place boundaries up. You don't protect yourself. You don't, it's almost like you don't remember what happened. Like you do, but you don't actually remember what happened. You ignore all the bad times. You ignore the times that were really difficult. You ignore exactly how much work and effort and tireless energy you put into something, and all you think about was the feelings of love that were represented in the situation. So let's see what's happening in your subconscious here. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Empress. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Our CSA box just came in, so I wanted to go check out what fresh fruits and veggies we got this week. So yeah, with the Three of Wands, the Empress, and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like subconsciously, how do I put this? I feel like for a lot of you, this could be about looking for that perfect partner. I think you're ready for that, and I think you really desire that, because you're noticing that whatever it is that you've done consistently over and over again, when it comes to relationships or when it comes to partnership, it's not working. Especially the fact that you have two eights here. Eights often symbolize the cycle or nature of a thing, and how oftentimes we keep going through the loop until we get it right. So I feel like a lot of you are really assessing this, and for some of you, this may even be something that's required for you to have a breakthrough within yourself for how you can create more of a self-sustaining life or world, especially in terms of finances. I feel like a lot of you are just trying to find a way to move through it or to get through it, to really become what you want. And I also think it's because you want to really find what you want, which is equally as important. So what happened in the recent past here? I also think for a lot of you, this is about sitting back and just being receptive and really getting what it is that you deserve and not having to work so hard and try so hard. I think that's another lesson that you gained here. It's about letting things come to you. So in the recent past, we have the King of Swords. I love my Cancers, but you guys can be pretty intense when you're upset. I feel like a lot of that, it could have been you, it could have been another person. But the King of Swords really is about very direct, honest, and blunt communication that doesn't have any emotions. He's not in his reverse, so he's not going to be the type that comes in to literally like cut and kill with his words. But I feel like still there's just a lot of intensity where I feel like if this was you, it was about you breaking off and becoming very cold and distant and almost trying to use your logic and applying it to the situation so that you didn't have any emotions attached. Let's see what's happening in your higher self. We have the Seven of Wands, so I definitely feel like you're in a position to defend yourself right now for some reason. Don't be, I mean, like, be on defense, but don't be too on defense. Ace of Wands, but maybe it's because you finally got into a place where you survived. Like, you went through the struggle, you went through the battle, you gained the higher perspective, you gained a leg up in the situation, and now you feel like you have to defend the position that you're in. because it really did take you a lot of time and a lot of trials and a lot of efforts to get here. Let's see what's happening in the near future. Two of Wands. I'm sorry, I don't mean to roll my eyes. They're like moments where I'm just like, I knew that card was going to come out. I knew it was going to come out. What's happening in the near future here for Cancer, please? And the Page of Swords. I don't care what your age is, how old, how young. You are going to have to start looking at things differently. For what you want and what you want to do, you got to change your perspective. Because the choice that's coming out for you requires you to pull back. It requires you to almost be fresh in your mind. Be a student, be open, be inquisitive, be investigative. Try to look at things not with such a cold approach. The Page of Swords isn't exactly warm, but she definitely has warmer clothes on. She's got warmer colors there. She's more passionate about what it is that she's perceiving. She's more open to the awareness that she's receiving. So I want you guys to be really mindful of that. Don't let anybody change your mind. Let's see what's happening in your emotional sector here. We have the Three of Swords, and we have the High Priestess. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. This is definitely about a third-party relationship. Can't, you know, normally I'm like, oh, it could be. No, emotionally for you, this is about a third-party relationship. To have 2 3s flanking the High Priestess, it is what it is. So for those of you who are dealing with that, I'm sorry. But if you're not dealing with it, don't make it apply to your story. Just don't do it. So for those of you emotionally here, I hate even saying the way that this shows up and the way that it looks, but it's like you knew. You always knew. Like, I feel like you knew that this person was going to hurt you. And you still tried anyways. For some of you, maybe this was unexpected. But I feel like when I see the High Priestess, she knows. She knows, she feels. She sees, she perceives. But she doesn't say it. She'll never say it out loud. She'll never admit it. She'll never admit what she knows. Until it's revealed. So. What was the point? You know, like, what was the point of you being in the line of fire? Was it to say I told you so? Because I don't necessarily see that here. But at the same time, there is an interesting cycle that you keep repeating. And if this is part of that cycle, like if pain is a part of that cycle, then I really think you need to ask why. Why do you work so hard? Why do you work so tirelessly for something that you know is not going to end well? We'll get to that in a minute. I feel like I need to move on. So let's see what's happening around you. We'll definitely be clarifying these cards, by the way. We have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse on what is happening around you. Somebody could be releasing something that was in their possession to you. We have the Nine of Cups, yeah, so there is some wish fulfillment there. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles. So it's also quite possible that there could be somebody who has left behind a commitment, who is coming to communicate with you directly, and it's something that you do really desire, or that they really desire, is to be with you and kind of have this family unit or bond. But I still feel like there's some issues. Like, I just don't know. You know what I mean? Because with this person being in the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, she's not an Empress. She may be able to take care of herself financially. She may be able to take care of herself, period. But at the same time, she gets very lost in herself and she gets very critical. Which I feel like that's still an issue that that person has to work through. This is quite selfish energy too. So I just want you to be aware. Like, maybe that's what the higher perspective is about too. It's about you noticing and seeing when somebody is being manipulative. Like, when somebody has an ulterior motive, I think this is about you pulling back and detaching from your emotions and not being so, you know, kind of blind to what it is that's happening in front of you. Because that's the other funny part down here. It's like, you know, like you feel it and you know when these things are happening, but at the same time you still continue to work on it. So let's see what's happening in the hopes and fears. We have death, so definitely some fear of transformation and change here, but also some hope as well. What's happening in the far-reaching outcome? Happening in the far-reaching outcome and advice, please. It's a lot of cards, but I'm gonna take it. And I'm sorry for the message that's about to be relayed. So we have the Empress, or the Emperor in reverse. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Three of Cups. And then we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse, which I actually do like this a lot. So for me, in seeing this outcome for you, be very careful in terms of control. I feel like it's best for you to like move through and on from the situation, because I feel like you need to be reconnecting with things that bring your heart joy. This situation seems and feels very painful. It seems like a cycle. It seems really overwhelming. I don't know how you deal with it or do it, but it's awesome because I do see in the outcome that there may be a piece of you that's relinquishing or releasing to the transformation that death wants you to go through. Really letting go of the things that you've been holding on to. Because I think you're working on it. I think you're trying to get to that Emperor status, because you know that being in that status will bring you your queen. Take it how it resonates, no matter what your sex is or gender, right? But there really is something here of trying so hard to change who you've been. But I like it because you're going from a page in the beginning to a knight in the end. And that's great, because that does mean that there's forward movement, there's progress, there's change, there's evolution, there's maturity. Allow yourself to take your time. Be receptive. Be open. Protect what it is that you've created, and the parts of yourself that you have healed. Protect those things. Be aware, be mindful. Know that you always have a way to put a block down on something that you're not agreeing with. But don't go back to the energy of putting yourself in the line of fire when you know most certainly that you're being sacrificed. Very altruistic, but not necessary. So let's pull some clarifiers. I'm like, I feel like really that's it. That's like all I can do here. Let's see here. What are you revisiting here with the Eight of Cups in reverse and the Page of Cups? The Empress in reverse, the one that got away. Maybe the one that's not ready. Maybe that's someone too who needs to change. Like I was saying in the beginning, maybe it's you coming back to realize that, you know, you can't control, because control is another big thing here. You can't control anything. I mean, not really. You can control the way that you react and respond to something, but as far as people, places, things, situations, you can't really control much. Something will always come in to remind you how out of control you actually are. Let's clarify this Seven of Wands and the Ace of Wands in your higher self. Six of Cups. So I think part of you may also be defending a relationship to a certain extent. But I still feel like there's parts of you that are defending the good times, but also defending the bad. It sounds really weird. I think that when you get caught up in these really intense and interesting connections, you kind of defend them until the end, even after the end, even if it was brutal, even if it was super painful. You always try to find the love within the situation, which is great. I think that's super positive. But at the same time, I also feel like it can be to your detriment. It can be to your detriment because there's a need within your higher self to defend your position, to defend the higher aspects of yourself, to defend this new beginning that is trying to make its way to you in life. All right, let's clarify the Two of Wands here in the near future. So you're the Fool, there's that new beginning and that leap of faith. Let's clarify the Page of Swords here. With the King of Wands, yeah. There really is a strong opportunity for you to step into your own personal power at this time. I think there's a way for you to take more of a creative, expressive, passionate, spiritual outlook on where it is that you're going. And to feel or be freed, in essence, from where it is that you've been. And two, there is this level of receptivity here in this King of Wands. Normally it depicts him, this is the after tarot, normally it depicts him in the regular tarot as he's like holding his wand and you can literally see him getting up from his seat in order to defend or fight something that he believes in. But in this card he's sitting still upright, right? But he's not grabbing onto the wand and he's just holding this lizard in his hand, or this salamander in his hand. And salamanders really do often represent spirituality, wisdom, understanding, nature, patience. So with this, I feel like it's learning a whole new skill for you inside of yourself. Let's clarify this Emperor and the outcome. The Emperor in reverse, please. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles. You still got work to do. There's still a lot of work to do before you get there. Let's clarify the Knight of Cups. Or another person, depending on how this fits. The Knight of Cups, we have the Queen of Pentacles in the upright. Let's clarify the Three of Cups here. I want you to be careful of that Queen of Pentacles, man. And then with the Three of Cups, we have the Two of Pentacles and Temperance. Let's clarify the Four of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Good. So the moment you let go is the moment you can gain everything. Truly. You got to make room for what's coming. You've got to make room. Now, what I find interesting here is that we do have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse as the person who is, you know, around you, the thing that's around you. And she's showing up in your far-reaching outcome too. I feel like my word of caution here is that in these cards, he's holding a pentacle and he's walking towards her who is receiving it. So I really want you to be careful. There is a delicate balance that needs to be taken in this approach. If you're going to invest in this person, like I said, be very mindful and make sure that you're not repeating any past behaviors or habits, because it will get in the way of you getting what you want. Make sure this is somebody who brings you peace and serenity and understanding and support and nurturing, because that's what you need. You need a very grounded, even-keeled person to help you on the days that you don't feel that way. And I also feel like, you know, you don't need to be with anybody who you're sitting there and you're like, man, I know this isn't going to end well. Like when you feel that way, it's going to get in the way of your relationship. So if you already know and suspect and feel things about people, trust your intuition and trust your gut. This is why you've gone through this cycle so many times, is because you don't. And that's why this is so important. So let's pull a final clarifier or advice here for Cancer. We have awareness. What was I talking about? Ding, ding, ding. It's about having awareness. It's about being aware of how you feel. It's about being aware of how you trust. It is about a lot of things. Stepping into this new level of awareness and really learning from your past mistakes or prior cycles that you just keep getting caught in, and it's time to not get caught in it anymore. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome when you're out of this cycle, right? When you finally learn the lesson. And I feel like with the Fool coming up, that's happening. I would have liked to see the World here, because that would be the completion of a cycle or thing. But I still feel as if the Fool is good enough for me. And with the Eight of Cups in reverse, maybe you're coming back to revisit some old cycles to really put an end to them. But that's going to be up to you. Like I said, this Queen of Pentacles, she's not an Empress yet. She still has work to do too. So that's where you have to decide if you guys can work together. If you can bring that together, that's great. But just be mindful, have awareness. Make sure you're not walking into the same situation again. Okay, Cancer, thank you for joining me. Keep in mind, like I said, energies can be vice versa. Just because I'm saying somebody's a queen does not necessarily make her a female. It can be a male energy. It all depends on where you're at within your own personal journey. Feminine energy is very receptive. They aren't very active. They're passive. Male energy is very active. It's quite aggressive. It goes after what it wants. It's the energy of movement. And feminine is the energy of receiving. So whoever is the more dominant one within the situation, that is how you can tell that it's feminine or masculine. Okay. I appreciate you so much. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment down below if this video did resonate with you. And make sure to also check out my description box. My new website is down there that I launched about a month ago. And also, let me think. Sorry, I just got an email and it distracted me. There's also a list of the decks that I use down below. You can go visit the artist directly and order it from them to help them out during this time if you are interested in doing that. So yeah, thanks so much, and I'll see you guys next time.